Thanks for your time this afternoon, Joanna. It would be good to discuss and reach agreement so we can make a final selection. I have to say all the boxes are now ticked, in so much that we have done the reference checks, police checks and working with children checks on both candidates. So we have the green light to go with either at this point. If it is okay with you, I suggest we go down the selection criteria and discuss in terms of both parties.
That would be great, but to cut to the chase, I am only interested in one of the two, Catherine. Anne-Marie is Russian and I think that makes her a bad fit. She does not have the cultural aspects we need at this school, and I'm not sure she has enough English to be the face of the school. So let's just make Catherine an offer and she will absolutely kick goals for us. I can feel it in my bones.
I would like to agree with you, but I can't for two reasons, and I'm sure we can work this through. The first reason is the criteria of nationality breaks all sorts of rules. We cannot have a decision based on nationality. It is against the law and, well, to be frank, it does not meet with the expectations of this diverse school community. We have 41 countries on our school roll call, so I'm somewhat surprised by your comments. The second point is that the three of us make up the interview panel, and we put all the results together. Anne-Marie was out in front. I think it is her depth of experience from working in that tough manufacturing administration role and then moving into the customer high environment of working in a supermarket. I'm sure we can work this through though, but let's talk about the criteria. Not so much the country of birth, as that's not allowed. Are you happy to talk about the criteria?
Well, I suppose so, but I think you are missing the point. Russians are not renowned for flexibility and her accent was really hard to understand. We can talk about the criteria, but there's only one candidate left as far as I'm concerned, and that's Catherine.
Okay, I understand your position. I thank you for agreeing with me to talk about the criteria. Here are a copy of the scores from the panel. As you see, there is nothing between the candidates on computer skills. Both came through and told us about Excel and Word. So, are you happy to cross those two off the list?
I guess so.
They both seem to understand the expectations of after-hours work and helping outside in sports days and the like. Again, a hair's breadth between them. So can we cross that off the list as well?
Well, yes, that seems fair.
Okay, that leaves team player, quality, continuous improvement and customer service ethos. On the team player side, Catherine pulled ahead on the examples she gave us about the time working in the administration team. She seemed to really understand customer service. On the other hand, on the other criteria, Anne-Marie was well ahead, and I think it was her example of forming the team to hold the weekly complaints meeting and using Excel to improve the operations. It just seemed to resonate with myself and the other panel member and has put her streaks ahead of Catherine based on all the results. If you look at the graph, it stands out pretty clearly.
Look, the examples Anne-Marie put up were great, but it was probably a room full of Russians following the orders of the boss, so we have to dismiss it. They were just following orders and that's pretty much summing up their culture.
Okay. Look, I have to say again, I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable about your views on Russia, and that cannot be a legal basis for a decision. It is not allowed. If you keep using that as a reason, I'm going to need to include other people in this conversation to protect both of us. I want to keep this process above board and hire the best person for the job based on the data we have gathered and assessed during the interviews. Other beliefs cannot come into this, especially if they relate to nationality. Are you happy to keep focusing on these three criteria where Catherine is ahead but one, but Anne-Marie is well ahead on the others? Or are you happy to keep the conversation to the criteria and the ratings only?
I will keep my views to these last three criteria, and yes, now that you are making it very clear to me, I can see that Anne-Marie is the ahead. I guess it has to be a decision based on the result, and you are right, she is ahead. Can I make one suggestion though?
Yes, of course. As long as we stick with the job profile and criteria, of course you can make a suggestion.
Do we have any flexibility in the probation period?
Well, yes, the department supports a 3-month or a 6-month probation period, although the law strictly looks only at 6 months. Why do you have that in mind?
Well, my concern is cultural fit to the team. If you want to put it in the correct HR mumbo-jumbo, let's agree to give Anne-Marie a crack, but let's give her the shorter probation period. If my suspicions are right, we can ask her to leave early. If I am wrong, she is made permanent more quickly. The ball would be in her court and how she performs, and we can have an honest review at the end of the 2nd month, taking in feedback from the team and community. What do you think?
I actually think Anne-Marie is the best candidate, so I'm not too stressed about this suggestion. I will check with the other panel member and the principal, but I think we can work with a 3-month probation period. A word of caution though, we have to give her a fair go. So as long as we are all supportive, I think the school will gain an excellent administrative assistant.
Well, that's agreed then. Let's make Anne-Marie an offer.